What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I would like to welcome you all to another edition of Wayne's Perspective, where we operate in discipline, decency, integrity, and respect. And I'm coming through with another video just for you. Today's video is going to be another reaction video, another one courtesy of Clay Kane, shout out to him, and Mrs. Reese Cobra, shout out to her. And the subject of this video is who? Barack Obama. Now, I know you're probably saying, Wayne, didn't a week or so ago you did a reaction video to Clay Kane and Reese Colbert where they were talking about Barack Obama? My answer to that would be yes. However, this time around the video is going to be a little different, whereas the podcast clip that they're going to play found the host talking about Barack Obama should stand up and play less basketball or something to that effect. We're going to hear the clip. And this is another situation where I say the Democrats continue to be under fire, continue to catch all this smoke. Where's Obama? Where's Kamala Harris? Now, we're going to focus on Kamala Harris in another video that I got coming up, but let's focus on the Obama piece. I'm not going to repeat the same things that I said in the previous video, but regarding Obama, the guy left office in 2017 when Donald Trump was inaugurated. So why are people asking where is he and suggesting that he should do more? Granted, he do have some programs and they're going to talk about that in this video, but outside of his influence being a former president and the popularity that he still enjoys, there's only so much he can do. He doesn't have any power. He can't make any laws. He can't have any effect on the legislative process or anything like that. So what more can he do from the sidelines? He's a private citizen now. What more can he do? And it's just this same thing where people want to have smoke for the Democrats, but then always want to stand on the sidelines, if you will, and ask, where are they, what they doing, saying what they should and shouldn't be doing, and all this other stuff. I just don't get it. Are y'all low-key looking at the Democrats to be the saviors here while y'all don't have that same smoke and outrage for the Republicans? I just don't get it. So with all that being said, y'all, we're going to get into this video. I'm going to share my screen. Fair usage for the video, fair usage. And once again, shout out to Clay Kane and shout out to Mrs. Reese Colbert. Let's go ahead and get to it.
Who believe that President Barack Obama needs to do more. That President Barack Obama needs to be out there more. I guess they feel like President Barack Obama is just so magical after he served 2 terms and pulled us out of a recession and gave us this thing called the Affordable Care Act and managed to, if not transform, change our criminal justice system by banning juvenile solitary confinement, the 2010 Fair Sentencing Act. He did all this, wasn't perfect at all, but they feel like Obama should do something to stop the horror of Trumpism.
And let me stop right there right quick. Like I said in the opening, what can Obama do? He's no longer in power. He's not in the White House. What can he do outside of being on social media, having interviews, and the like? What more can he do to combat this? It's nothing he can do. He's a private citizen now.
I thought that was in November during a thing called an election. But
Right.
listen to the folks from the Pivot podcast really upset that Obama's out there playing basketball. Listen to this.
There was a great story in The Atlantic this week by a friend of mine, Mark Lubitz, about Obama's sort of chill pill kind of attitude. I do not know where this man is. Like, I'm sorry. There is not a strong Democrat yet who has emerged. And it could be someone who announces for president. That's a great way to do it. But the only person with the gravitas, not just when he feels like it, not just when he wants to make some announcement and then he goes off and plays basketball with celebrities. I was trying to think who could do this and create a nationwide problem for Trump. And it is only Obama. It is only Obama. I think right now Barack Obama's got to stand the fuck up and stop playing basketball and going to celebrity things. He's got to stop.
He did the whole "if this were me." Can you imagine if I did that?
Imagine if I had done any of this.
But I think, quite frankly, he has such a nice life and he's so focused on maintaining his brand equity. I don't think he wants to take the risk. I agree with you. I think he should. I don't think he will.
I think he's the only one who could, and he should do it, and it's his duty as an American citizen. Obama, get off your tail.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I feel you on that, Mrs. Colbert. And again, what can Obama do? He's a private citizen now. He did his time in the White House. I mean, come on now. If there's anybody who deserves to be on the fruits of their labor, if you will, it is Barack Obama and his family. What more can he do being that he's a private citizen now? I just don't get it. And then the unmitigated arrogance to say he needs to do more, he needs to get off his ass and all this other stuff. This is another instance where I say the internet has its pros and cons. And I remember a guy years ago told me that one of the biggest things about the internet was that it gave everybody a voice. There's some pros to that and there's some cons of that. And we're basically seeing all of this in real time. Now, keep in mind, this guy told me this as far back as I want to say 2014 or 2015. He was right then and he's right now. So you're going to get stuff like this. And that's not to say that these people can't voice their opinion. You're more than welcome to voice your opinion. You have a right to voice your opinion. But in this case, you're wrong, because I must say again and I must ask again, Barack Obama is a private citizen now. What can he do to quote unquote stop what's going on in the country now? He has no political power. He may have sway and influence, like I said earlier, but he has no power. What he says and or does is not going to affect the White House or Congress one way or the other. He'll just be blowing hot ass air. And then I was going to save this for last, but I'm going to say it now. If he's out there doing more, it's going to be a problem. The fact that he's not doing much or not doing as much as other people would like, that's a problem too. What the hell do you want here? Why do the Democrats have to always play savior? And then when you put the Democrats back in power, they don't do what you would like in the speed that you would like. So then you hand the keys back to the Republicans again. It's the same cycle here. Again, what more can Obama do being that he's a private citizen now? Answer that question, please.
So that was the Pivot Podcast with Kara Swisher and Professor Scott Galloway. I think what pisses me off is this idea is that this man has been out of office since 2017.
Right.
Yet you still expect him to clean up a mess.
Mm-hmm.
He's not America's janitor.
Period.
He's not America's cleanup man.
Mm.
He's not America's fixer.
Mm.
Obama, why don't you ask for Bill Clinton to do more?
Right.
Why don't you ask for George Bush to do something? He's
He
a
out there
Republican.
painting and shit.
Exactly.
And that's another question. They're not going to ask, where's Bill Clinton? They're not going to ask, where's George W. Bush? They're not going to ask that. And you have to wonder why. I don't think that there's a color element here. I don't think that they're doing this because Obama's black and the other men that we just mentioned are white. Quite frankly, I don't even know what the hell it is. But in a situation like this, no, they're not going to ask where's Clinton and they're not going to ask Bush. You have to ask all these people why that's not the case.
But you still expect Obama to clean up this mess while Trump is out here wilding out.
Mm.
Obama is not your magical Negro Marvel superhero. He's not your Black Panther.
Mm.
And most presidents, once they're no longer in office, unless they're afraid of being incarcerated and being sentenced, they tend to take a step back.
Right. Yeah.
And that's a good point. And let me also expand on that. Nobody is asking where Clinton is. Nobody is asking where Bush is. Hell, nobody is asking where Joe Biden is. But he made a great point in that usually after their term in office ended, presidents lay low. Joe Biden pretty much is doing that now. I believe a few months ago he did a speech. I never did get around to checking it out. But these men deserve to lay low and take whatever time they need to enjoy themselves, enjoy life, and do whatever it is that they need to do after taking on what is probably the most stressful job ever in being the president of the United States. And like he's saying, no, Obama is not America's janitor. Obama is not America's cleanup man. He's not. He's a private citizen now. So why should it be up to him to combat what's going on now when we had a chance to combat that in the last presidential election? Is anybody thinking about that? Is anybody asking that?
He's a private citizen now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
can we also remind people the man was campaigning for Kamala Harris incessantly,
Exactly.
giving
Hello.
epic speeches?
Mm-hmm.
being criticized because they say he was wagging his finger at black men when he was
Mhm.
trying to give some advice on how to deal with the misogyny.
Let me pause it right there. During the run up to that last election, did I feel like he was wagging his finger at black men? No. Why do I say that? I'm a black man. I love my brothers. Sometimes my brothers, we get it right. Sometimes we don't get it right. Considering how they came at Kamala, and I'm going to talk about that in the follow up video to this. The way that they came at Kamala was interesting to say the very least. But in this case, Obama was not wagging his finger at black men. Sometimes you have to tell people certain things that they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And at the same time, we're grown ass men here. We can't be coddled in an instance like this. You know what I'm saying? We can't be coddled in a sense where, okay, tell us this, but tell us in a nice way. Y'all don't ask that of Donald Trump or anybody else. So why do Obama got to come with this nice tone to make you feel good? Is it all about feelings or something like that? Then again, I think we all know the answer to that. But still, my point is that, just like they said, he campaigned for Kamala Harris last year, and what happened? We saw what happened. We saw what the results of the election was. He's not America's janitor and he's not America's cleanup man. So I just wish that we leave this talking point alone. And for the last time, no, he didn't wag his finger at black men. Now, did he say it in a tone that could have offended some people? Yes. But at the same time, you can't be sugarcoating everything. You can't coddle everything. All right?
Talking to black campaign staffers in Pennsylvania, but y'all
Mhm.
said some folks say he was wagging his finger. Like, this is ridiculous to me. It is
Mhm.
up to the American people. It is up to the American people. What exactly does it look like for him to be out there more?
Mhm.
He can't become president again unless they decide to change the Constitution. What do you want him to do? He still has the My Brother's Keeper initiative through the Obama Foundation.
Yes, he
He
does.
still has that.
Mhm.
It's such a ridiculous thing to say. I know they're left and liberal and all that kind of stuff. I get that, but I'm just tired of people saying that it's Obama. Or at one point they were saying Michelle Obama. They didn't say, but other folks. She's the one that could save it. No, it's the American people. The Obama years are over.
Yeah.
They're not going to be a dynasty like Clinton or the Cuomos or anything like that, or the
Mhm.
Bushes or the Kennedys. That's not what they're going to be.
Mhm.
Their daughters don't want to be in politics. Michelle Obama doesn't want to be in politics, and it appears Barack Obama is good with it too.
Right.
Facts.
Please go ahead, Reese.
First of all, it's racial. It's very racial because when do you even? I haven't seen Barack Obama even playing basketball. What are you talking about?
Right,
That
right,
was
right.
racist. That alone, I was like, which bitch? What you talking about? Stop playing fucking basketball.
You know what? They probably made that up. And there is a racial connotation here because most people tend to associate black men with basketball. So there is that line of thinking here as well. And I'm pretty sure if Obama was somewhere playing basketball, we may or may not have received some videos or something like that, or some pictures, photos, what have you. But they just probably made that up now when I think about it.
He can play basketball if he wants to, but I don't recall seeing Barack Obama playing basketball. If Barack Obama want to be out there, wear them fans, and hit me one time, hit me two times, he can do that. Because he did his time, he did his bid, okay? The way that the Constitution works is you get 2 terms max, period. Okay? So that's it. That's all. Don't ask him for nothing. Barack Obama is not your motherfucking mule. He's not your mammy, and neither is Michelle Obama.
And let's keep it clear. When he was in office, what happened? When he came into office, he had control of the House of Representatives and the Senate. We can always have that look back at his time in office regarding things that he should have did and things that he should not have done. But at the end of the day, what happened when there was midterms? Y'all gave the Republicans the House of Representatives and y'all gave the Republicans the Senate, which meant that nothing was going to get done. And if it was going to get done by some stroke of the imagination, it was going to be, like pulling teeth to get anything done when you got a Congress that's dead set against everything that you plan to do. So remember that as well. Remember that a lot more things could have been done, but because most people even then didn't want to show up for voting and went back to the Republicans again. It's always this continuing cycle. Always.
He's not your consoler in chief. He's none of those things. He's a private citizen. If he want to dribble the basketball, if he want to play tennis, if he want to play motherfucking Xbox, that's his prerogative to do. The
Amen.
bottom line is Barack Obama campaigned against Trump 3 whole ass campaigns. He was campaigning against that motherfucker since he humiliated him. I mentioned earlier at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. He been told y'all that Donald Trump ain't shit.
That's a good ass point right there. And I'm glad she mentioned that because that's the sole reason why we have Donald Trump in the White House now. That's the sole reason why he decided to run in 2016, because Obama embarrassed him, and rightfully so, during that White House Correspondents' Dinner. And let's keep it clear. I talked about this before. When you're out there in public, mind you, saying this man is not a legitimate president, he wasn't born here, blah, 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 you have the right to get your ass clapped back on verbally. Anybody else would have clapped back on his ass too. So just like he did during that Correspondents' Dinner, Obama clapped back, and rightfully so. And y'all had Donald Trump in the audience in his feelings. So what about his feelings? It's almost like I can talk about you and say whatever it is about you, but you can't say nothing about me. That sort of, you can't talk about people like that and not expect to get a clap back. Just like when he was talking about, let's see his transcripts and questioning his integrity and questioning whether he went to school or not, all this other stuff. But they can do that about you, but you can't clap back on them. I'll never understand that, and it always irks my nerves. But yes, Mrs. Colbert is right. He campaigned against Trump 3 times. Y'all didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. Y'all voted for Joe Biden. Y'all didn't vote for Kamala Harris. What more can this man do?
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If he had a magic motherfucker wand, if Barack Obama says it and therefore it shall be, then Donald Trump wouldn't be president right now. So why is it his responsibility to, like you said, Clay, mop up the United States, be the janitor for the United States, be the cleanup man, when people ignored his warnings? So
Right. Loud warning.
Loud
Loud.
warnings. He was very clear,
Constant.
unequivocal. It wasn't like he was like, you know, and I love Michelle's no shade, but Michelle has When We All Vote. It's a nonpartisan organization. So, you know, when she does her voting advocacy, that's not partisan. Now, she did obviously give an amazing speech, my favorite speech of the convention, and she did endorse, you know, Kamala Harris. But I'm saying that, what I'm saying is that he could have just been neutral. George W. Bush, did you hear him endorse in the past election? Have you heard him endorse in the past 3 elections? I don't recall hearing George W. Bush say boo. Now that motherfucker, I remember we was waving his ass, nah, hey. Good. I was on the National Mall waving W. Bush ass goodbye, and we only see him pop out a little bit with some little candy, giving it to Michelle Obama. That's the only time we see George W. Nobody say nothing. And he has a whole ass, like you said, family dynasty. We ain't heard shit from Jeb Bush. What's the son? Don't he have a little son, Marco's son? Or what's the son name?
I forgot.
They got a little son, Bush, something or another. Where his ass is? You need to get your people. You need to go find some white people to demand that they stand the fuck up. The black man don't have to do that. Okay. He's did his job. He's told y'all motherfuckers you ignored him. You went on about your business. And you slandered him all up and down. He's still getting slandered. He's still getting dragged to this day. So no, leave Barack Obama alone. Leave Michelle Obama alone. Hell, even leave Kamala Harris alone. How about that? Stand in the fact that these motherfuckers chose this, that all the people demanding Barack Obama stand up probably wouldn't say boo to their racist ass Aunt Kitty and Uncle Jim at Thanksgiving table, on Easter, at 4th of July. Y'all gonna go crack beers with y'all MAGA cousins and not say shit. Ain't gonna say boo.
That's one of the names in my book, Kitty.
Kitty.
So interesting you say that.
Oh my God. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to say nothing to your own brethren and sister and your meemaws and your peepaws, but you're gonna have the audacity to demand the whole ass ex-president, now 2 presidents ago, that he need to stand up. He doesn't. Barack Obama, I hope you somewhere learning every line dance, sipping every kind of wine. And if you playing basketball, good for you. Okay. So this is crazy to me.
Wait, is
And
there a
another thing I
correction
did
here?
take exception with was she said there are no leaders who have emerged. So you just don't see the black people then. So you don't see
Right.
Jasmine Crockett. You don't see Congresswoman Summerlee. You don't see Maxwell Frost. You don't see Congresswoman Latifah Simon. You don't see Ayanna Pressley. You don't see any of the black people. You don't see Governor Westmore. You don't see Attorney General Letitia James. You don't see none of the black people. Oh, okay.
No, they don't see them. Why? They don't want to see him. They'll look way past them and just look at Obama because he is looked at as the quintessential leader of the Democratic Party. But I digress. I'm not going to repeat the same things that I already said in this video and other videos as well. I'll just end on this note. Shout out to Clay Kane once again. Shout out to Mrs. Reese Colbert again. One last thing. The reasons why we're in this today. This is what happens when you, number one, sit out elections. Number two, vote in petty and spiteful ways. Number three, act incredibly selfish. Number four, dismiss facts. Number five, fail to pay attention. And number six, take everything for jokes. And then when something touches you, things ain't so funny no more. And I'm going to end on that note right there. If you like what you heard and you're ready to become part of Team Discipline, go ahead and hit that like button and drop some comments if you're feeling the content. And last but not least, hit that subscribe button along with the bell so you're notified when I drop new videos. And until next time, my people, take care of yourselves and remember, the power of the mind is valuable.